What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here. In this video we're going to be talking about a really important part of video making. And it doesn't matter if you've got the best camera in the world, it doesn't matter if you've got the best lighting in the world, it doesn't matter if you've got the most stable cinematic shot that you could possibly ever get. Gimbals coming out the wazoo, you know, you're absolutely inundated with gear. Makes no difference if your sound is not up to muster. People will watch a video with terrible video as long as it's got good sound. People will not watch a video with great video and terrible sound because they just can't hear what's going off. So in this video we're going to be looking at a set of lav microphones, the CM28s by Neewer, and we're going to have a look and see what sort of features they've got and what benefits they can bring to the table to your video making. Just to preface it, Neewer did send me these microphones for me to review and have a look at and use, and I've done such as doing that. I've used them as my go-to lav mics for the past probably 3 months, and I'm now at a point where I feel like I can talk about them competently, I sort of know what they're doing and how they're doing it, and I can share that with you guys. They haven't actually told me to say anything or do anything. What they've basically told me to do is say what I think about them and then put this video out. So they're not telling me what to say. It's all my own views and it's all my own opinions on where we are with these mics. So let's get into it. So what do you actually get when you're buying the CM28s from Neewer? What do you get? What does it look like? Well, you get the box. Obviously, it needs to come in something. It's a CM28. These are the professional lavalier microphones with portable charging case. So you get all that with them. You get a nice box. It is magnetic closings, very sort of Apple-esque, Sonos-esque stuff with the instruction manuals in. You get a bag, a nice little bag to keep all the cables tidy, along with the dead cats and all that good stuff that you get to be able to use them as well, along with the microphones themselves. So the microphones come in this handy little case. It's just a little box, it's very small and it's very compact, and inside that box you get 3 slots. You get these little transceivers and you get the receiver as well. And I'm using these microphones now, so I've got one, the transceiver on the camera, and I've got one in my pocket, and I've got one to show you. So what do you get in the actual case itself? Well, the case is a charging case, and it's got, obviously it charges all 3 of these cases, and from my experience of using it, it charges them when the lid is open. It doesn't charge them when the lid is closed. By the looks of it, it basically acts as a storage case when the case is shut. So you get the three pieces that you need, which are quite small. You've got the 2 transceivers either side, and then the receiver in the middle, which is the bit that does all the settings. And then you get 2 extra add-ons, connection add-ons. You get a USB-C to lightning cable, so if you want to plug the receiver part into your mobile phone, and then use the lavs that way to get pro audio straight into a mobile phone video, you can. And you get USB-C to USB-C, so you can use it on both Apple and Android. So it takes about an hour and a bit to charge the microphones themselves, and about 2 and a bit hours to charge the case, and out of that you get around 9 hours worth of usage to be able to use these as they are. There are a couple of different settings you can do. You can have it on mono, which is what it's on at the moment, so it's just literally recording from this one microphone. You can have it on stereo, so you can have it recording 2 as a stereo pair, so you get a left and a right from your audio from the different microphones, and you can also have it as a mid stereo as well. So mid stereo basically gives you a stereo mono, well, a stereo recording of the audio, and then it gives you another recording which is around 6 decibels lower, so you've got like a backup audio recording as well. It's all touch button stuff, so you just keep pressing and holding buttons and it does what it needs to do. It's got volume control or decibel control up in 5 stages. You can see that is essentially like a charging bar on a Wi-Fi system or on a mobile phone or whatever, it shows you that. It looks very much how that looks, and that goes up in increments in terms of loudness. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what those loudnesses are in the manual or on the system itself. So I can't tell you whether it jumps from 8 decibels to 12 decibels to 16 to 18 and so on and so forth, because I don't know what those are. But it does move up in increments, so you can lower the range so you can get a quieter sound if you need to. I've asked Neewer to tell me what those are, and they've gone back to the manufacturer to try and find out. They hadn't come back to me at the time of making this video, so if they do come back to me and I do find out what that is, I will of course put that in the description below, and I might even do a short and link the short to it so I can sort of explain it as an addendum to this video. We'll find out. What else does it do? Let me think. Multitude of different things really. You've got 4 gig of memory on each one of these modules, so you can record audio directly to the microphone itself and then drag it off just as if you were looking through your file explorer. You can just grab the audio and drag it straight off, and it's dragging 48,000 kilohertz pro level audio straight off the actual thing itself. So you can do that, and you can have it recording to your item as well, your camera as well, so you can get a backup of that audio in case there's some sort of signal loss. It's 2.4 gigahertz, I think it said it was. Is it 2.4 gigahertz? Yeah, 2.4 gigahertz wireless. So there's a good Wi-Fi range to it. You've seen there, it was a good distance away from the microphones. It's got a 200 meter range. Not sure why you would want to be more than sort of 50 meters away from your camera at any one point anyway. It's an incredibly long shot to be wanting to record audio from a camera to the microphones at 200 meters. I'll absolutely give them that it's 200 meters. I've used it in a variety of different settings where we've been quite a good distance away, and I think that 2.4 gigahertz also allows you to use it in buildings where there's thick walls and that kind of stuff. It's also got built-in noise cancelling, so you can actually set it so it will noise cancel for you. It will impact the audio in some cases because it's like you've post-processed it, so you will get some of that noise sound sort of deformation basically, but it does work really well. So what's the sort of cost on these? Well, on the Neewer website they're coming in they were coming in around 200 and something pounds, but now I've seen them on Amazon for like 139, 149 pounds. So they're not breaking the bank. They're a far cry away from things like 300-400 pounds for lav mics, and they get the job done admirably and stand up well to microphones that are two times the cost of these. They are really good, and I've got a multitude of mics from the Rodes and DJIs and so on and so forth. I've got all those, and I've used all those, and you know, I am in no way, shape or form worried about taking these out with me as opposed to taking out the Rode wireless pros. I've got no problems in taking these instead. So in terms of actually buying them, I would recommend actually buying them. I don't have a problem recommending that at all. I think they're an incredibly good microphone for the price range that they're at. You're getting a lot of features for something with not a lot of money outlay effectively in that, and I think that just goes to show what you can do if you're really interested in making sure your consumers get what they want and what they need from a product, especially something as critical as what sound is. I'd also like to say that I'm not processing the sound in this video. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to leave it as it is so you can hear it. So there's been no actual processing. Ordinarily, I would get in the equalizer, take out the highs and lows and all that kind of good stuff and even it out a little bit so that it sounds a little bit more meaty. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to leave the audio as it is. So this is the audio coming directly out of these microphones. It's not been tampered with in any way other than to essentially stick it through Premiere Pro. You're not shelling out that hundreds and hundreds for that sort of quality. You're getting a good quality microphone, and used properly, give you a really nice rich sound. They give you a really nice sound that I've overall been really happy with. I've not had any issues with it all. I think it's been an excellent journey using these as my go-to lavs for a couple of months to see exactly how they do perform. Because I mean, you can always get a set of these, spend a week looking at them, and then review them and you haven't really used them properly, you don't really know the foibles of them. And I haven't actually come across any yet, other than the fact that you have to be a bit careful when you've magnetised them, that you don't just leave the little round magnet on the metal thing and take the mic with you. I did that once. So it's, you know, other than being aware that that little magnet isn't actually attached, it's a separate magnet. Other than that, there hasn't been anything really. I haven't really noticed anything that I would suggest I would change. I think that's probably the only thing I would suggest to Neewer if they were looking to change something, is to integrate that magnet into the clip in a way that stops it from coming off. And I'm sure Gen 2 of these, they'll have fixed, you know, they'll have thought of that anyway, so I don't need to tell them. But yeah, I think absolutely overall, incredibly good piece of kit. Definitely worth the money. So, well, eagle-eyed viewers of you will also have noticed I'm using a different backpack to the Whistler that I normally use, but more on that in a later video. So with that, I think I will bid you farewell, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace!